It was raining as people started to arrive, but the weather cooperated. The rain stopped and it became a cool but windy day as we began our work. The first order of business was to sweep the area with a metal detector to see what objects may have been deposited in the area that might help in verifying the stone. During the summer of 1852, Captain Andrew Talcott established a zenith stone named Astronomic Station Madison. The site chosen was a small prominence just east of a body of water that became Grover's Lake. Station Madison was part of Talcott's contract with the federal government to mark the Iowa-Minnesota border at 43 degrees 30 minutes north latitude. For surveyors today, the Station Madison Monument Site is located in the southwest quarter of the southeast quarter of Section 34, Township 101 North, Range 36 west of the 5th Principal Meridian. Soon after starting the excavation, we recovered a fragment that appears to have previously been broken from the stone. We continued to excavate the stone, and a short time later we recovered a second fragment. The Minnesota Geological Survey later identified one of these fragments as being from the Pipestone or Catlinite Formation of southwestern Minnesota. This type of stone fits with Talcott's entry in the notes. He wrote, "The Zenith Monument is sediment stone that I mistook for granite at the time, but is of the same formation of that in the Big Sioux, now supposed to be altered sandstone." The notes further state they had quarried the stones near the west end of the line and hauled them east to mark the astronomic stations. During the excavation, several potsherds were discovered. Two of these potsherds were shown to the Minnesota State Archaeologist's Office to see if they were possibly from the Andrew Talcott survey era. The report was not as we had hoped. The State Archaeologist's Office did indicate these potsherds were of a type that was in common use from the early 1800s up to the beginning of the 20th century. On behalf of the land surveyors on the crew, Todd Wee, an Iowa licensed land surveyor, determined position coordinates at the drill hole in the top of the stone as found. This was accomplished using global positioning equipment furnished by the Dickinson County Secondary Roads Department in Spirit Lake, Iowa. This method is so much easier and faster than the night after night spent by Captain Talcott observing the stars and computing by hand. Finally, the stone is completely exposed. Now a thorough search is made within the excavated area under and around the stone. The item we hoped to recover from underneath the stone was a glass bottle. In 1927, David B. Sears Jr. told the story of how he, as a young lad, had accompanied his father on this expedition. David's father was quartermaster for the project. David reported a glass bottle had been buried on the spot, and inside this bottle was a piece of paper containing some mathematical computations by the surveyor. Unfortunately, we did not find a glass bottle. Maybe the 1852 bottle was not glass, but instead a pottery vessel. Is it possible that the potsherds we had recovered earlier are in fact the remains of this 1852 glass bottle? Or did someone in the past find and excavate the site and remove the glass bottle for their private collection? The answer to this question will probably never be known. The stone was cleaned to more easily see its condition and any marks that might indicate it had been quarried. The stone was measured and the observations recorded. The stone's authenticity was finally verified to the satisfaction of the crew. All of the information gathered during our visit will be used by Don Borcherding, so an official report can be filed for public record. For posterity, the crew decided to create an artifact commemorating our visit and deposit it under the stone. We prepared a time capsule using a metal water bottle provided by one of the crew members. To start the collection, a few coins bearing the year 2011 were selected. Many land surveyors chose to place their business cards into the container. All members of the crew of renewal then wrote their name on a sheet of paper with land surveyors including their state license number and any affiliate organization. Everything was then sealed in the metal water bottle. As leader of our get-together, Don Borcherding was chosen to place the under the base of the stone. Finally, Don and Gail Schneekloth, the landowner, ceremoniously covered the water bottle with a few inches of soil. The stone was then pulled into a vertical position, and the soil was backfilled and repacked to stabilize the stone. Hopefully, our time capsule will last longer than the glass bottle deposited in 1852 by the original party. Todd Wee, again using global positioning equipment furnished by Dickinson County, Iowa, obtained a final latitude and longitude position measurement on the drill hole in the top of the stabilized stone. After final analysis, the modern latitude on the recovered stone differed from Captain Talcott's reported latitude by only 0.047 arc seconds or 4.72 feet. This is not a bad result considering the equipment and methods used during the 1852 survey. Throughout the day, many photographs and videos had been recorded to document our work. Now with the project complete, the crew of renewal gathered for the perfunctory group photo. With our adventures ended, we said our goodbyes and headed off in our separate directions.